I just needed to leave, as that's when I was leaving. That was it. Not $10,000. So calculating everything, the total right now is Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ebun. If it's your first time stopping by, you are welcome. Make sure to subscribe before you leave, please do. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about how much it cost me to come to Canada as an international student back in 2020. So I came to Canada as an international student in 2020, but I started the process in 2019. So now the amounts I'm going to be mentioning, obviously exchange rates has gone crazy, so it's going to be slightly different. But what I want you guys to take from this video are, so if you know you're going to come to Canada as a student, so you can kind of see like what you probably need to spend money on, like biometrics, application fees, tuition fee. I'm not going to talk about tuition fees because like it's relative, depends on your school, depends on your program, depends on if it's undergraduate, master's, PhD, or just a graduate program. So tuition fee is just going to be by the way, but I'm going to be talking about, you know, expenses that you should prepare for, transcripts and things like that. So I hope you guys will enjoy this video. If it's something you're interested in, please be interested and keep on watching. Like, share, subscribe, and keep watching. So I made some notes on my phone so I don't forget like any of the expense that I incurred during my application process. So I'm not going to be talking so much about tuition like I said before, because your school is different from my school, my program is different from your program, what level you might be doing undergraduate. I did, you know, graduate programs, so different things like that. Your tuition is for you to find out from the school's website, so that's not going to be included in the calculation for today. But that's the application fees. And like I said, I came to Canada as a student in 2020, but I started the process in 2019. So 2019 was when I submitted application fees for the school. And if you guys watch my moving to Canada video that I did, I think I talked in detail how I did the whole application and stuff. So I already came to Canada prior to 2019. I came to Canada in 2018 as a visitor. So I was able to come to the school itself. Was it 2018? No, actually I came to Canada in 2019, early 2019 as a visitor. So I was able to come to the school. I just, you know, just check out the school and stuff. So I got like first-hand information. So usually most schools you pay application fees. My application fee was $100, and back then I know exchange rate was about $282, because I know they debited my GT bank. They debited me 28,200, so it was 282 naira to Canadian dollars back then. Now I know it's like 460 something. So typically I think most schools, their application fees usually like $100, so that can be like a range for you, maybe $100 to $150. Just bear in mind you have to pay that. And I only applied to one school, so that was the only school I applied to, and that's the school I paid my $100 for. Thank God I got admission. So if you're applying to like 4 schools, if you want to apply to 5 schools, just budget like $500 will leave your account times like 460 now. So calculate that in your head. The next thing you probably need is, not probably, the next thing you definitely need for your school application is like transcript. So your school will definitely ask you for transcript. My school, I went to Coventry University, and my friend had used this guy to get her transcript before, so she gave me a number. Unfortunately I don't have that number anymore. I don't even know. So I just called the man, and because I didn't want to go all the way to my school, that was in Ogun State. So I called the man. So basically he will help you to apply for the transcript and get it sent to you. Typically they don't send transcript to you, they only want to send it to like to someone else other than yourself personally. So either they send it directly to the school, or they will send it to your agent. So I had like a friend that worked in Deloitte back then, so I told the man that, you know, he's my agent, you know, they should send it to him and not my own email, because they wouldn't want to send it to me. They always want to send it to the body or whoever is asking for it. So they sent it to my friend. So it was more cheaper for me. They sent the soft copy to my friend who was my agent in quotes. So basically I paid $6,000 for it, the soft copy, and then I had to pay the guy $4,000 for service charge. So in total it was $10,000. Not $10,000, 10,000 naira that I paid for my transcript. If they're sending it directly to your school, it depends on where your school is located. They will usually give you prices. I'm talking about Commonwealth University. I don't know how other schools do it, and I don't even know how CU they're doing it now, but back then they give like a breakdown of the countries. So US, Canada, this price, Europe, this price, things like that. So so to send it, if they were going to send it to my school, I'd have paid like not less than 20 something thousand naira. So it was just cheaper for me to see my agent in quotes. So they sent it to my friend, and my friend sent it to me, and then thankfully my school just wanted the soft copy because I was going to upload it in the application, like in the portal where I'm applying for the study stuff. So I didn't actually need to, they didn't really ask me for a physical copy, but if they asked me for a physical copy, I would have probably had to just do it directly from my school to them, and that would have cost me like 20 something thousand. So that was a good buy turn for me. So that was 10,000 on Transcript. And also bear in mind, if you're applying to different schools, you probably are going to need different transcripts, because see, you add watermark of the school on it, so that's like double cost. So if you're applying to like 3 schools, let's say it's like 25,000, imagine how much that is already. So just try to be wise. You don't really have to apply to all schools, in my own opinion, I guess. At least not at once. Do like one first and see if it doesn't work in here. If not, you're just going to be spending a lot of money on like transcript and application fees and stuff like that. Also, some people do ask me if they need to do like IELTS for like schools. If you're not in Nigeria, I don't think you need to do, because Nigeria is an English speaking country. So they didn't ask me to do it, and if they do, that's really strange. Maybe you can get a letter from your school or something, whatever. I don't know. I don't think you need to do IELTS, so I don't think you need to worry. It will probably always be on their website, because different people from different countries are applying to come to Canada. So some people, English is not the first language in their country, so those people need to do IELTS. But if English is your first, like Nigeria, you don't need to. Don't worry about that. You also don't need to do WES. I assume, I don't think schools will ask you to do WES. WES is mostly for maybe immigration, like schools in Canada I'm talking about. I don't think you need to do WES and all those things. Don't waste your money on things that are not necessary at this point. If you're applying for like PR here, I'll tell you yes, WES is very essential. If not, you can't even get to the like next stage. But for schools, I don't think you need to worry about IELTS. I don't think you need to worry about WES. That's the school application. Because I think the IELTS right now is like 80 something thousand naira, and WES is maybe $230, like Canadian dollars. So that's a lot of money to just do for no reason. So just try to find out, but I don't think you need to do IELTS for schools. Another thing to put in just in this video is I did not use an agent for, now we're talking about schools, we're talking about the visa application now. I did not use an agent for my visa application, my study visa application. I did not waste money. I just did it myself, and thank God they gave it the visa. So I didn't spend money on agent fees. But if you feel like you really need to use an agent because you're not really sure how and you don't want to mess things up, by all means, but agency fees as well is not a joke, so put that in mind. So talking about visa application now, obviously the first thing you need is an international passport. You cannot go anywhere without your international passport. So as of 2019, I still had my passport. It was still valid, so I did not need to pay for that. But I think if you have to get one now, it's probably between 60,000 to 80,000 naira. I don't know, and the hassle, it's just crazy. Good luck to you. But yeah, first thing, if you don't have a passport, before you even start thinking, as you're thinking of trying to apply to school, just try to get your passport done ASAP. Next thing you need for the visa application, all of these things I mentioned in my how to apply to Canada video. I'm going to link it up here for you guys to watch, just so you see in detail. But I'm just going to mention briefly how much I spent on mine. For police report is something that you should just add to your application at once, so it doesn't delay like the process of your application, so they don't have to contact you again to go and do it. Just do it before you apply. So apply everything together. I think it's valid for like 3 months or 6 months, I'm not sure. For police reports, it's usually done in that Ikoyi, is it Alagboma place? Yes. And I was referred to somebody. Someone gave me one man's number to call, like one of the officers there, and I was told that, you know, I don't know how it is now, but it just depends on how you can bargain for it. It's usually between 6,000 to 10,000. So between how you can bargain with the officer and where they agree with you. I paid 8,000 naira when I went there, and yeah, I got that done. That was at Alakbon. So that was 8,000 naira that I spent on police, I think it's police character certificates that they call it, I don't know. Next thing you need is, you probably have to pay for, by the time you submit your application, you have to pay for biometrics. Yeah, biometrics fee. I didn't have to pay that because, like I said, I already came to Canada as a visitor, so I already did the biometric stuff, and it's valid for 10 years. So I didn't have to do it. But if you haven't done it, if you just come to Canada for the first time, you probably have to do it, and it's 85 Canadian dollars. So just be in mind. Next is medicals. I did not do my medicals up front, but some people do their medicals up front. You can and just add it to your application at once. I did mine at IOM Medical, which is at Ikeja. I believe there's some at VI. The reason why I didn't use the one in VI because they didn't have appointment available, as that's when I needed to get mine done. It was only Ikeja, so that was what that's where I did mine, and I paid 47,000 naira for that. I don't know how much it is right now, but it's probably increased. Who knows? I'll not be surprised. But back then it was 47,000 naira. Next thing I paid for was passport courier service. You guys, 2020 was definitely pandemic year, and like I said in my moving to Canada, Nigeria to Canada video, I told you guys my experience. Everything was approved and ready by March, and I had sent my passport already. They had received my passport. To send it back, while I waited 7 months to get my passport back, and that was a really crazy time for me. Honestly, I didn't even know what I was doing with myself. So for that when things started opening back up, VFS office, you know, they made an announcement, you know, for you to get your passport back, they'll contact you when your passport is available, and then you have to, because of, you know, the pandemic, then you have to go there to get your passport back. But they said you have to pay for the courier service, basically, to send your passport to your house. So they contacted me almost immediately, and I paid, I think I paid, how much did I put here? Yeah, I paid like 11,000 naira for them to send my passport back. So I paid 11,000 naira for that. You know, I had to fill a form and then send them the form with proof of payment, and then I think it was DHL that sent my passport to me, to my house. So I had to pay for passport courier service. That may not be the case right now because things are kind of like calming down, but then that was my case, so I paid passport courier service. Next is quarantine accommodation and transportation. Still in 2020, because of 2020 I incurred like additional costs regarding pandemic. So yeah, you know, when you came here you had to like stay quarantined for 2 weeks, and you also have to have like a quarantine plan. So that was for schools. If you're coming as a student, you have to have a quarantine plan either from your school or by yourself. I didn't want stress on, and I think the quarantine plan had to follow a certain blah blah blah. I didn't want stress, so my school was providing an option. I think they paired with Maple Services or something, I don't remember the name of it, but you had to pay 550 Canadian dollars, and back then I think the rate was 365. So I paid, that was like 200,750. So I had to pay 200,750 for accommodation, and transportation. So when I landed, there was a car waiting for me outside the airport and took me to my quarantine location, where I was going to stay for 2 weeks. So I paid the school the 550 Canadian dollars, and then they sorted my whole accommodation until the 2 weeks was over, and then my brother came to get me. So I had to pay quarantine, accommodation, and transportation. You probably will not have to worry about now because things are kind of calm. I don't think people really have to quarantine for 2 weeks, especially if you're vaccinated. So then there was nothing like vaccine. I don't think anybody was taking vaccine yet, so I had to pay 200,750. Next is, once your stuff is approved, flights. So if the initial flight I had booked before pandemic went crazy was Lufthansa, and I know I paid, I think 365,000 naira for one ticket for one way flight. That was 365,000 naira with Lufthansa. So if I keep referring to my moving from Nigeria to Canada video during the pandemic because I went in more detail regarding that, but by the time I was going to travel, Lufthansa wasn't flying from Ghana, and I had to go from Ghana because Nigeria wasn't still letting all of these people fly from Nigeria. So first of all, I had to cancel my Lufthansa flight, and of course they refunded me 365,000 naira, and then I had to book KLM because KLM was flying from Ghana. So KLM flight was like 400,000. Imagine. Also, I had to book flights from Lagos, Nigeria to Ghana, and that was like 100,000. So flight was like 500,000 naira, just just like that. So yeah, I also did a COVID test, because then obviously you have to do, even till now they say ask for COVID test. I had to do COVID test, and I did it with 54 Gene. That was a company that I did with. It's at Oniro, and it cost me 50,400 for COVID test. That thing, oh my god, that thing was so uncomfortable, very very uncomfortable. So that was 54,000 naira, 54,400 naira to do my COVID test. Of course, at the airport I had excess luggage, so I think I paid like 14,000 or 10,000, I can't remember. 14,000 naira just for excess luggage. To be honest, I would have said miscellaneous, but I can't even remember any miscellaneous rubbish that I spent money on. I did not do that, because that video you will see that I was under so much stress and pressure. I started classes from Nigeria. I just needed to go before they block the travel again, and I'll be stuck in Nigeria again for another maybe several months, and then my study permit was already expiring in like 3 months, so I really had to leave. You know, you have to come here before your study permit expires. So I was under so much pressure. I didn't buy any miscellaneous, nothing. I didn't even buy any jackets, whatever. I already knew, because like I said, I have siblings here, so I just had a jacket that I already, like a winter type jacket. I didn't want to buy things in Nigeria and come here. Nigeria weather is not equal to the weather there, so I didn't spend any miscellaneous money, to be honest. I would say maybe the excess luggage from my travel, 14,000 naira, but no extra money of food or this or this. I just needed to leave, as that's when I was leaving. That was it. So calculating everything, the total right now is that I spent back then 2020 was 869,350 naira. It wasn't up to a million. I mean, changing the flights, the extra flight I had to book from Lagos to Ghana, you know, even the COVID test and the courier service, all of those stuff added to it. Bear in mind also that I already had my international passport. I had done biometrics already during my visa, so some of those fees did not apply to me. It might be different now. It would not even might. It would definitely be different now, because exchange rates is a beast. Is a beast right now. But as at then, I spent a total of, and this doesn't include my tuition fee, of course, 869,350. And I also did not do IELTS. I spent less on my transcript as well, because I said they should send it to my agent. So yeah, that was everything, and that was everything I spent money on. And you know, the rest of it I just used to take care of myself when I got here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Success in your applications if you're applying for study visas, and if you do have any questions or comments and everything, leave it in the description box down below. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.